You know Captain Dynaball here? Yes! Yes! I loved you in Conan the Barbarian.
If you need me and my ass will be in the neighborhood.
8 great underrated Sylvester Stallone movies. We have all watched and wondered in amazement as the muscular hunk from Hollywood, Sylvester Stallone, delivered one hit after another. A miraculous journey started with the legendary movie Rocky and traversed over 70 movies that made him a respected international star. Why do we say miraculous? Well, for starters, he has suffered from partial facial paralysis all his life, and yet he managed to deliver these performances. He is credited for being more of an action hero, as critics have often pointed out that his acting skills could be better. But in several movies, this Hollywood legend has proved his critics wrong and gone beyond the usual action-packed character. In this video, we have assembled a list of some of the underrated Sylvester Stallone movies that either suffered from lack of promotion or did not manage to strike a chord with the audiences back then. However, these are movies of great content, and it is time to lift the veil of ignorance from them. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Copland, 1997. This is hailed by many as one of the finest performances by Sylvester Stallone. He plays the role of a sheriff of Garrison in New Jersey. It is the home to many officers from the New York Police Department. He starts to investigate a violent incident that involved a civilian and a cop. Soon he gets the whiff of something far more serious, a conspiracy that is racially charged and involves mob connections. It is often regarded that Sylvester Stallone is far more of a muscle-wielding action hero, but in this movie, he stuns with his acting. Even in the presence of actors of the stature of Robert De Niro, Ray Liotta, and Harvey Keitel, he steals the show with his remarkable acting. He is effortless when it comes to the portrayal of his emotions, anger, and fear. The story wastes no time in getting straight to the point. The movie also has a well-written dialogue that makes things all the more interesting. Complete with the element of suspense and tons of action, this movie is definitely among the hidden gems that you want to experience.
You Carter?
That's right. And you really don't want to know me.
Get Carter, 2000. With this movie, Sylvester Stallone shows that he could play the gangster just as well as he could play a cop. He is the protagonist in the movie, Jack Carter, a dreaded gangster. He comes back to his hometown when his brother dies in an accident. He soon discovers that his brother has been murdered, and as he investigates further, he stumbles upon some deep, dark secrets. Once he finds out the men behind the murder, he is out for revenge. The movie is action-packed with crazy fight scenes and car chases. With a great storyline, the movie entertains at every moment. The showstopper is, of course, Sylvester Stallone, who looks the part. He is expressive when it comes to his emotions and delivers a stellar performance. He is supported by some good acting from Johnny Strong, Miranda Richardson, and the others. Get Carter has impressive cinematography, and the director Stephen K does a fine job as well. In short, you would miss out on a brilliant movie if you do not watch this fascinating entertainer.
Full auto. Rapid fire. Rapid fire.
Judge Dredd, 1995. The movie is premised in a dystopian future where some judges have the power to deliver instant justice. Amongst them, the most prominent one is Judge Dredd, who is appreciated for his work till he is falsely accused of murder. He is framed by evil forces at work, and they hatch a conspiracy to get rid of him. But Judge Dredd is played by none other than Sylvester Stallone, and you can't just get rid of a character like that. He discovers secrets from his past and does everything to survive the ordeal so that he could punish the evildoers. You are probably wondering how this movie compares to the reboot version that released in 2012. Let us mince no words when we say that the movie Dredd is, of course, more authentic and a better version of the 1995 movie. But as long as you are not comparing, this movie does manage to hold its own as an entertaining science fiction movie. There are some praiseworthy acting performances from the likes of Armin Asante, Jürgen Prochnow, and Max von Sydow. You cannot take your eyes off Sylvester Stallone as he pulls off the role of the righteous judge with perfection. We bet that if the movie was not called Judge Dredd, it would have made a fortune for itself at the box office with the kind of story it has. Lock Up, 1989. Lock Up has a very interesting plot to begin with. Inmate nears the end of his long sentence and suddenly he is transferred to a high-security prison. There he is at the mercy of a cruel, sadistic warden who has some grudge against him. He had once fled a prison from this vindictive warden, and now he wants revenge. Can the inmates somehow survive the torture and traps set out for him? Like many other Sylvester Stallone movies, this one too has moments of macho action mixed with strong emotional performances that catch the fancy of the audience. The characters are well sketched out, and the storyline beautifully moves ahead to a fascinating conclusion. As the convict being wronged, Sylvester Stallone packs quite a punch both with his acting and action scenes. Many regard this as one of his most powerful performances. Donald Sutherland's portrayal of the warden also deserves mention. The direction by John Flynn is spot on, and the narrative is sure to stir up your interest. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and enjoy this terrific movie. Demolition Man, 1993. When a dangerous convict from the past is revived in a futuristic society for his hearing, he manages to break free. Soon he is on a rampage, and the only one that could stop him is the police officer who had previously captured him. But even the police officer was wrongfully convicted of a crime and frozen. Now when the modern police cannot bring in the killing machine, they revive the cop as well. He has to adapt to the modern world as he takes down the most dreaded criminal. Demolition Man is gifted with a story that is simply brilliant. Besides all the thrill and action, the movie is also a great cultural satire. The action scenes are breathtaking, and who better to perform them than Sylvester Stallone, who plays the cop. He not only woos the audiences with his stunts, but also exhibits some remarkable acting skills. Wesley Snipes is effortless as the murderous criminal, and Sandra Bullock impresses in her role. The portrayal of the future is apt, and the movie has some amazing cinematography. All in all, Demolition Man is an absolute paradise for all the action-loving fans.
You broke that jaw?
You deserved it.
Why did you do that?
Why?
Yeah, why?
I was having a bad day.
Like now?
Like now!
Tango and Cash, 1989. Tango and Cash are two super cops who are polar opposites. They manage to bring down a drug lord, but soon find themselves convicted with some falsified evidence. As they end up in a high-security prison, the officers realize that there are other inmates who had been arrested by them. It is time for the duo to set aside their differences and act as a team. They have to break out of the prison premises and bring the drug lord to justice. The gripping cop story is the selling point of the movie. The cause is held by two legends, Kurt Russell and Sylvester Stallone, who are cast as the two police officers. The action scenes shot in the prison will keep you on the edge of your seats. You will love and admire Stallone's performances as he fights, jokes, and carries himself in style throughout the movie. It might not be the most realistic movie, but then, that is not why you'd want to catch the movie anyway. As a guilty pleasure, there are only a few better than Tango and Cash to make for a fun movie time. Worth your time. Daylight, 1996. The backdrop of the movie is that of your worst nightmare. Two ends of a tunnel collapse in New York due to some explosions. There are many people who are trapped inside, and it is up to the hero to make sure that they could find their way out. The tunnel is about to fill up, and time is running out. Can the protagonist successfully lead the people out of the danger? You have to watch this entertaining movie to find out. The simplistic plot is complemented by some extraordinary performances by Sylvester Stallone. He steals the show as the savior, and you can hardly pick a flaw with his acting skills. He is supported by some great acting performances by Amy Brenneman, Colin Fox, and Stan Shaw. Watch the movie for the mesmerizing sound design. As far as thrillers go, this movie is right up there amongst the best, as it makes you wait with bated breath for the eventual conclusion. Do not go by what critics say about this movie, and try out this forgotten gem.